This alliance between Ghana, Nigeria, Cameroon, and Côte d'Ivoire must not become another conference with beautiful speeches, nice photographs, and all that. It must produce the factories. It must produce the brands. It must produce the exports, the jobs, the research innovation, and global African cocoa companies. The world already knows Africa grows cocoa. Now it is time the world also know that Africa makes the best cocoa products, and Africa has a signature innovation when it comes to cocoa. Just like I have said, the West is known for chocolates. When it comes to cocoa, Africa must have a signature innovation when it comes to cocoa. My grandmother passed away but left behind a cocoa farm which still gives her children income today. Even though they are grown-ups and some are even well-to-do, but they still benefit from that cocoa farm. Ladies and gentlemen, our grandparents planted cocoa. Our parents planted cocoa. You probably might have planted cocoa as well. And our children are going to plant cocoa. But what baffles me is that after more than 100 years, Ghana still seems not to be fully conscious about adding value to each cocoa. Let me tell you today that cocoa has the potential to generate enormous revenue for Ghana and make our country significantly richer. You see, I looked into and found out that the richest chocolate companies in the world are not in Ghana. They are not in Côte d'Ivoire, they are not in Nigeria, not in Cameroon, but thousands of kilometers away in Europe. Does that make sense at all? But ladies and gentlemen, today I have some very good news, and I sincerely hope that this one succeeds. It's in Nigeria, Ghana, Côte d'Ivoire, and Cameroon. These four countries that together produce about 70% of the world's cocoa have agreed to form a new alliance. The objective is to stop being known only as exporters of raw cocoa beans and start becoming producers and exporters of value-added cocoa products. Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, if this succeeds, it could change Africa's cocoa story forever. Because for more than a century, Africa has exported cocoa in sacks and imported it back in beautiful wrappers. And this irony is painful because the cocoa belongs to Africa, but its value seems to belong to Europe. And even the price is largely determined outside Africa. Countries like Germany, Belgium, Switzerland, Italy, Poland, and the Netherlands export billions of dollars worth of value-added cocoa products every year, despite not growing cocoa themselves. So, ladies and gentlemen, for this news, I am very, very much excited. I'm excited about this initiative. And to be fair, government appears to be thinking in the right direction, because cabinet has already directed that at least 50% of Ghana's cocoa beans should be processed locally. And I have heard that the government has plans to revive the state-owned cocoa processing company while supplying more beans to local processors. This is good. If this is implemented properly, my hope and belief in Ghana will double up. Because this is exactly the type of industrialization I have always wished for Ghana. You see, I did my research and found Ghana already has some companies adding value to cocoa, including Cocoa Processing Company, which is CPC. And this one is a state-owned one, just in case you didn't know. Yeah, we have a state-owned cocoa processing company. They are the producers of this golden tree chocolate that we see. Cocoa butter, cocoa liquor, and cocoa powder. I mean, that's what is limited to. Other private companies are also there, like the Plot Enterprise Ghana Limited, one of Ghana's largest cocoa processors and exporters of cocoa liquor, butter and powder. Cargill Cocoa Processing Ghana. They actually process cocoa into butter, liquor, and powder for international markets. Barry Callebaut Ghana. We have the Tema Olam Food Ingredients, that is Ofi Ghana. We have the Niche Cocoa Industry. We have the Koa Impact. Koa Impact is doing very good. An innovative Ghanaian company that transforms the cocoa fruit pulp, which was previously discarded anytime they are working on cocoa. They transform those pulp into premium juice, concentrates, and natural food ingredients, which are being exported. I think they are doing well already. But you see, ladies and gentlemen, we are heading in the right direction if the government is coming into the scene to actually add value to our cocoa. Not just exporting it, but adding value to the beans. If all these factories, together with many more private industries, are empowered and expanded, we will finally begin determining how the cocoa game is being played. It belongs to us, and we should determine how it's being played. Across the world, when many people hear cocoa, the first thing that comes to their mind is chocolate. But my consultations from some cocoa experts and my research actually revealed an unending value that cocoa can bring. In fact, cocoa is not all about chocolate and chocolate drinks. Of course, we have the chocolate drinks for our breakfast cereals. We have biscuits that are made of cocoa, ice creams, bakery products, baby food, health supplements, protein beverages, cosmetics, lip balms, soap, pharmaceutical ingredients. I mean, a lot. Tell me. Natural antioxidants. We even have nutraceuticals, animal feed from cocoa byproducts, organic fertilizers, bioenergy, and dozens of other products I cannot even finish mentioning. Cocoa has a lot of value. If we are adding value to cocoa, we will have a lot of products out of cocoa that will bring us more money than just exporting the raw beans. This is how countries become wealthy, not by exporting raw materials. We should put an end to it. We should not think about exporting knowledge, technology, brands, and finished products. Now, here is where I would like to challenge Africa. The West is identified with chocolate. They've taken that. Anybody who hears of cocoa thinks about chocolate and they associate it to the West. Fine, let them keep that. Let them have that signature. But what product will Africa become famous for through cocoa? This is what we should think about. Ladies and gentlemen, what do you think should become our own signature cocoa innovation? Tell me. You can leave your ideas in the comment section for me. I believe our imaginations about innovations on cocoa should not just end at chocolates, chocolate drinks, and the rest. Africa or Ghana should have its signature cocoa innovation. Now, here's another part of the conversation that I believe must not be overlooked. Recently, many cocoa farmers were losing hope. They were losing hope in the government as though there weren't any demand for their cocoa beans because farmers had cocoa, they had the beans, yet buyers were not giving them the money. In fact, there were no buyers. And Cocoa Board owed substantial amounts to several license buying companies, the LBCs, creating delays in payment to farmers. Until when will this continue? Of course, I heard the Cocoa Board has actually paid the full amount to these LBCs to pay the cocoa farmers. That's a good thing. Government has done well, but you delayed. A lot of the farmers were going through a lot. You see, cocoa is highly demanded around the world. The problem, in my opinion, is that our marketing system needs reforms to make the sector more competitive. Cocoa farming must become attractive again. It must be profitable again. Our farmers deserve incentives to remain on their farms. And I think this is where Ghana should discuss reforms that will improve the farmers' income and create more competitive cocoa sector. For even us, the young ones who are coming, the objective should be simple. The farmer should receive a fair price. And within Ghana's legal and regulatory framework, Reforms should continue to expand competitive purchasing opportunities. I even wish that it was not government alone who could buy cocoa from these farmers. Because when the government is stuck, the farmers are in trouble. And then what can we do? That is it. Cocoa board is the only monopoly when it comes to the buying of the cocoa. You see, I hope to see every region in Ghana having cocoa processing factory. I want to see every cocoa growing district having industrial parks, every cocoa farmer having guaranteed markets, young graduates entering the cocoa industry to become food scientists, packaging engineers, machine operators, export managers, industrial chemists. Cocoa should become lucrative like any other job that anybody would wish to enter into cocoa farming. This alliance between Ghana, Nigeria, Cameroon, and Côte d'Ivoire must not become another conference with beautiful speeches, nice photographs, and all that. It must produce the factories. It must produce the brands. It must produce the exports, the jobs, the research innovation, and global African cocoa companies. The world already knows Africa grows cocoa. Now it is time the world also know that Africa makes the best cocoa products, and Africa has a signature innovation when it comes to cocoa. Just like I have said, the West is known for chocolate. When it comes to cocoa, Africa must have a signature innovation when it comes to cocoa. Just like I have said, put your thoughts. What do you think that Africa should adopt as its signature cocoa innovation? You can put it at the comment section. Ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy Sikedra once again, and this is my point of view as usual. Kindly subscribe to my YouTube channel if this is your first time of visiting my channel, and come back. Let us have another meaningful conversation. God bless you, and it is bye bye for now.